Das Kapital. The object of critique and the critique of political economy. What I have to examine in this work is the capitalist mode of production, and relations of production and forms of intercourse that correspond to it. It is not a question of higher or lower degree of development of social antagonisms that spring from natural laws of capitalist production, but of these laws themselves. Tendencies winning their way through with iron necessity. Essential to historical determinants of capitalism as such. Ideal average of internal capitalist organization. Indications of higher forms in lower animal species can only be understood when higher forms themselves are already known. To examine the constitution of a particular social and economic structure, one has to be already familiar with the completed structure rather than the other way around. Worldview Marxism regards Marx as a developer of Marxist political economy, taking over Smith's and Ricardo's labor theory of value, which determines value of commodities by labor time necessary for their production, and developing a theory of labor power exploitation and crisis prone nature of capitalism. A classical political economic theory with different conclusions, but same fundamental categories, equally the view of contemporary economists that bid farewell to determination of value by labor. But Marx was aiming his critique not just at particular theories but categorical presuppositions of political economy as such. Value. Political economy grasped the content of it and its magnitude, connection between labor and value, but didn't ask why this content assumed that particular form. Why is labor expressed in value? Within political economy, social relationships like exchange and commodity are naturalized and reified, but the naturalization and reification is not just a result of a mistake by individual economists, but rather a result of the image of reality developed independently within everyday practice of members of bourgeois society that inhabit a bewitched, distorted, upside-down world. Spectral objectivity. Occult quality. This religion of everyday life is not only the basis of everyday consciousness, but also constitutes the background of categories of economy. Marx's critique aims to break down the theoretical field to which categories of political economy owe their apparent plausibility. Epistemology with production analysis. Within capitalist system, all methods for raising social productivity of labor are put into effect at the cost of the individual worker. Means of development of production undergo an inversion, so that they become means of domination and exploitation of producers. Capitalist production only develops techniques and degrees of combining social processes of production by simultaneously undermining original sources of all wealth, worker and soil. There is an imminent destructive potential of capitalism. On basis of its manner of functioning, it must always contravene elementary interests of laborers. These can only be protected in a temporary limited way. Hopes are that with that growing insight, the working class will take up the struggle against this system, on the basis of its own interest in a good and secure life. Dialectics. The science of the general laws of motion and development of nature, human society and thought. Dialectical development does not proceed uniformly and in linear manner. It is movement in contradictions. Change of quantity into quality. Negation of negation. Individual categories are unfolded from one another, not simply presented in succession alongside each other. Their relationship, how one category necessitates existence of other, is thus made clear. Precondition of dialectical portrayal is categorical critique.